Hello everyone, my name is Bikas and today I am presenting a critical reflection on two early childhood theorists. Um, Early childhood education is so important because it shapes how kids learn and grow. In Australia, we use the Early Years Learning Framework or EYLF, which says we should understand different theories theories to help kids feel they belong, are themselves, and can become their best selves. Today, best selves. Today, I'll talk about two famous thinkers, Maria Montessori and Lev Vygotsky. I'll compare their ideas in kids, families, learning spaces, teachers, and teaching plans. Then I'll share my own thoughts and ask you same questions to discuss. Let's get started. Montessori, the slide 3. View of child, family, and development. Let's start with Maria Montessori. She believed kids are naturally curious and wants to learn on their own. She said kids are motivated from inside and can guide their own learning if we let them. For families, Montessori thought parents are super important. They should also work closely with schools to help kids grow the same way at home and school. She also talked about sensitive periods, special times when kids are ready to learn certain things, copying like talking or moving, and she said kids grow in stages that we can predict. This helps us know when to teach what. The next slide, Montessori environment, teachers, and curriculum. Next, let's look at the Montessori's idea on the classroom. She said the classroom should be neat, organized, clean, and full of things kids can touch and explore, like blocks or puzzles. This helps kids in focus, be independent, and learn by doing. The teacher's job is to watch and help only a little. They are little a guide, letting kids discover things themselves. Montessori's teaching plan lets each child choose what to learn and go at their own speed. This matches this matches the EYLF's idea of giving kids control and helping them growing in all areas. Also, like respecting their choice, like thinking, feeling, and moving. The next slide, Montessori implication and critics. So, what does this mean for teaching? Montessori's ideas help kids learn at their own pace, become independent, and love learning because they are not forced. They are also learn self-discipline, but some people say there is a problem. Montessori classroom might focus too much on kids working alone, so they might not play or talk with others enough, which is important for making friends and feeling good. In Australia, Montessori fits well because the EYLF also cares about kids having a voice and being themselves. That's a great match for modern teaching here. Next slide. Vygotsky, view of the child, family, and development. Now let's talk about Lev Vygotsky. He thought kids learn best by being with others. He said kids are social and they grow by talking and playing with people around them, like friends or family. Families are a big part of learning. They help kids by sharing their language, culture, religion, and so on. Vygotsky also had a famous idea called Zone of Proximal Development or ZPD. This means kids learn best when we help them to do things they can't and do alone yet, but they are close to being able to do it. For example, if a child can't tie their shoes, we should show them or guide them step by step until they can, so they can learn. And we can say they have a very fast mind, catchy mind. Slide 7. Vygotsky environment, teacher, and curriculum. It says Vygotsky wanted classroom to be full of talking and teamwork. He said kids should work together as a part of a team, share ideas, and talk a lot to learn. The teacher's job to help kids by giving them just enough support, like hints or question, and then stepping back as their kids get better. This is called scaffolding. Vygotsky ideas fit perfectly with EYLF because they focus on kids belonging to a group, being themselves, and growing through teamwork. He also cared about including everyone's culture, which is so important in Australia. The difference line. Vygotsky, implication and critique. What does Vygotsky means for teaching? His ideas help kids talk better, work together, and think and learn through group activities. Teachers can ask questions or help kids think deeper, which is great for learning. But some people say a downside is that adults might help too much. So kids don't get to explore on their own or might learn to control themselves. In Australia, Vygotsky ideas are really helpful because we have so many cultures. He focused on including everyone and working together, making classrooms including for all the kids. Next slide. Comparison and critical reflection, the important part. Now let's compare Montessori and Vygotsky. Look at the table. For the view of the child, Montessori says kids are independent and self-motivated, but Vygotsky says kids are social and learn by interacting. For families, Montessori sees them as a partners to help kids to be independent, while Vygotsky says families help build a knowledge together. On development, Montessori talks about stages and sensitive periods, but Vygotsky focuses on the ZPD, helping kids learn just beyond what they can do. The classroom for Montessori is prepared and lets kids work alone, while Vygotsky is a social and full of talking. Teachers in Montessori guide quietly, but in Vygotsky they help more activity, loud noises, talking, and trying to be a part of any activity. Both fit the EYLF, but Montessori is more child-led and Vygotsky is more about teamwork. Now, my reflection, my opinion. I really like Vygotsky focused on social learning and culture because Australia has so many different kids, different culture, different religion kids, and working together helps everyone feel included. But I also love Montessori's idea of letting kids to be independent and choose what they learn. In my teaching, I'll mix both. I'll make a classroom where kids can explore on their own but also work together with my help. Some challenges might be balancing how much I help versus letting kids be free, working with different families, and making sure every child feels included and as a part. The different slide. Reflection, critical reflection. Let's finish with some questions for you to think about. First, how can teachers balance helping kids be independent while also encouraging them to work together in early childhood classroom? Second, how does reflecting on theories like these help teachers meet the needs of Australian kids and families from different backgrounds? I would love to hear your thoughts. Let's take a minute to discuss. I'll quiet and listen if you have any questions. This is the question part, like I said so the last part is references. Before I end, here are the references I used. You can see them on my slide. They include the EYLF document, books by Montessori and Vygotsky, and some articles that helped me understand their ideas better. Thank you so much for listening me, and thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed learning about Montessori and Vygotsky, and I'm very happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you for today.